So today I'm down the beach, and when I'm down the beach I often get asked, what am I doing? So this video is just about what is metal detecting and how does it work, because I get asked this question all the time. So in front of me we've got the Minelab Manticore metal detector, and metal detectors are pretty simple in that up this end you've got a coil, and this coil, what it does is it emits an electromagnetic field, and if there's something metal in the ground, that will then bounce back onto onto the coil. So in the coil there's a transmitting coil and a detecting coil, so it's two coils in one. So it transmits the magnetic field, and then that magnetic field, if there's metal, will come back. So that object will transmit its own magnetic field, come back, and the metal detector will detect that. And then what happens is, up this end you have the control panel. So all the control panels are a little bit different, but this one's as I said, the Minelab Manticore. So it's quite a good metal detector, used for treasure, can be used for gold as well, but it's mainly used for parks and beaches where I'm at today. And what I can do is, if I wave this metal detector, if there's nothing in the ground, nothing will happen. But if I come across to some metal objects that are hidden in the ground, you'll see that the metal detector will give me some noises, and it will give me a number on the screen. Now the number on the screen and where it's displayed will give me an idea on what sort of metal it is. So if I go over here, there's something else, and you'll see it's a different number, and over here I get another number. So I've got a few things in the ground here, and you'll see that it tells me a few things. It doesn't tell me what it is in the ground, it just tells me what sort of metal. So you'll see that I've got 5 objects in the ground, and they all give me different numbers. So once I've detected these objects, I've got a couple of options. I can just scrounge around for it, but what I tend to do is I do one of two things. Either I use the scoop that you can see here. So this is a beach scoop, and what I can do is I can go over to the object, and I'll get the metal detector again, and it tells me there's something in the ground just there, and then I can use the scoop just to scoop it up. So, and then the scoop's got holes in it, and I can shake that, and you'll hear there's something in the scoop. So I'll have a look in here, and you'll see that I've got a $2 coin. Right, now I couldn't see that on the surface, but the metal detector told me there was something there. So I'll move on to the next target, which was a different number. So I'll come across here, and this one says 29, and I can just scrounge around for it. I know this one's pretty shallow, and I've got a 10-cent piece. So you'll see that the $2 was in the 60s, the 10-cent piece was 29. So it doesn't tell me what it is, but what it does is it says to me that it's a different type of metal. So now I can go, all right, well, often 29s can be 10 cents. They don't have to be, but it gives me an idea that they might be. So I'll go along, and I know I've got another target up here. And this one's like a 78, so no, 80, 85. So another thing I can do is I can use a thing called a pinpointer. So this is what a pinpointer is, and it's like a mini metal detector. So what I can use it for is I can put this in the ground, and it tells me as I get closer to the object that I'm at the object that's a metal. So in this case, that number was a little toy car. So you can see how I can't see any of these objects, they're only a little bit under the ground, but by using a metal detector I can then work out that there's something there, what it might be, and then I can choose to detect it or not. We've got another one here which is a 50, 56, 58 number. So again, I'll use the pinpointer and when it beeps the loudest I know that it's here, and in this time it's just a bit of tin can. So anything that's non-ferrous, which means anything that doesn't rust on the metal detector, will show up on the middle line, and anything that is ferrous, which means it can rust, will show at the top or the bottom of my screen. So last target I've got is actually on the surface. You can actually see it, but we'll go over it with the metal detector. And this one is a small number, it's like an 11. You'll see the dots right on the line again. Tells me that it's not ferrous. And this is something that I found at the beach today. So looks like a necklace with a pendant on it. It says cancer. So all these things I've found this afternoon using the metal detector. And you can also dig a lot of junk. So you'll dig a lot of bottle caps, a lot of screws, a lot of nails. So sometimes you just got to dig the rubbish as well as get the good stuff. So there you go. That's metal detecting. Like I said, using the Minelab Manticore and the beach scoop today. Enjoying the sun. So hopefully you've learnt what metal detecting is, and get out there and enjoy some sun and maybe pick up the hobby as well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.